These coins are very rare. Today video top 6 coins: $1, half dollar, quarter dollar, 5-cent, wheat penny, Lincoln penny. Come, let's watch the video. The Liberty $1 coin of 1972 is part of the Eisenhower Dollar series. Minted from 1971 to 1978, it was the first US dollar coin issued since 1935, and the first to feature a real person, President Dwight D. Eisenhower. The coin honors both Eisenhower the victorious, Allied Supreme Commander in World War II and 34th U.S. President, and the Apollo 11 moon landing, with the reverse showing an eagle landing on the moon. Inspired by the mission patch. It was designed by Frank Gasparo, then chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The obverse features Eisenhower's profile, facing left. The inscriptions include a mint mark for Denver D or San Francisco S under Eisenhower's neck. The reverse shows the American bald eagle landing on the lunar surface, holding an olive branch, a bold symbol of peace through strength. Now here's where it gets fascinating. 1970 to Philadelphia minted. Coins have 3 different reverse varieties, and one of them is extremely rare. For the 1972 Philadelphia coin, there are Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3 reverse designs. Each has subtle differences in the depiction of Earth above, the eagle's head on the reverse, most common low relief. Weak Earth details. Extremely rare Earth is rounded with very low relief and little definition in the islands, found only in a tiny percentage of 1972 Ike's stronger relief. Clear Earth and island detail more common than Type 2 but less than Type 1. The Type 2 reverse is the key rarity, less than 1 in 100,000. 1972 coins have it. It can sell for $1,500 to $7,000 depending on condition and grade. The value of a 1972 Eisenhower dollar can range from face value to thousands of dollars, depending on these factors: mint mark and type, especially the Philadelphia. Type to condition. Grade MS65 and up is rare strike. Quality sharp details. Minimal contact marks, color luster clean. Bright fields and uncirculated 197 to D. Eisenhower dollar in MS67 can sell for $500 to $1,000. 1972s. 40%. Silver proof coin in PR70 deep. Cameo can go for $800 to $2,000. And the Holy Grail, a 1970 to Type 2 MS66 coin, has sold for over $10,000 in rare instances. Like many coins from the early 1970s, the Eisenhower dollar is rich with mint errors. Struck on wrong planchet, an Ike struck on a clad quarter or foreign coin blank can fetch $5,000 plus. Double die obverse or reverse, doubling on the lettering, especially Liberty or the date. Off-center strikes. Partial coins with missing sections or skewed imagery. Coins with a crescent cut, missing die cracks and cuts, raised bumps or missing sections on the rim. Each of these errors adds hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the coin's value. The Eisenhower dollar was never widely loved in its time. It was too large, too heavy, and awkward to carry. Banks didn't request them often, and the public barely used them. Most 1972 Eisenhower dollars were stored away, spent quickly, or used in casinos. That widespread indifference is what makes surviving high-grade examples so rare. Few people saved them. The time 1990 rolled around, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become a regular part of U.S. coinage for over 25 years, but public use had sharply declined. Few people carried or spent half-dollars anymore. They were largely struck for collectors, not circulation. This shift set the stage for modern coins like the 1990 issue to become unexpected rarities in pristine condition. 1990 half-dollars are worth 50 cents. Collectors will pay serious money. What makes the 1990 Liberty half-dollar even more intriguing is the presence of rare and dramatic mint errors. These flawed coins are extremely desirable among collectors. Wrong planchet error. If a half-dollar was accidentally struck on a quarter or foreign planchet. Extremely rare. Value no as proof error, though not confirmed for 1990. Previous years have shown San Francisco proofs missing the S mint mark. If found for 1990, it could be worth a fortune. These mistakes are unintentional masterpieces, flaws that became prized features in the world of numismatics. 1990. The Kennedy half-dollar had largely vanished from circulation. Many banks didn't stock them. Vending machines didn't accept them. The public didn't care for them. That indifference is what gives the 1990 coin its value. Today, because no one was collecting these coins when they were new, very few survived in gem condition. The few that were sealed in original rolls or sets now represent the top tier of surviving examples. Collectors today are combing through old rolls, mint sets, and estate collections to find those rare and touched pieces, the ones worth far more than their face value. 199 OPNMS 67 condition, fetching over $1,000. Due to its sharp strike and clean surfaces. 1990s PR70 decam, selling for $1,500, showing flawless proof quality and mirror-like finish. These are real coins sold to real collectors, proof that value hides in the most unexpected places. You don't need to spend a fortune to find one. Start with mint sets from 1990, often under $10. They might contain a high-grade half-dollar. Bank rolls occasionally. 1990. Coins appear in bulk rolls of half-dollars. Old collections or change jars forgotten by time, waiting to be discovered. Proof sets from San Francisco. Proof coins in original government packaging are still undervalued. With a little luck and a sharp eye, you might uncover a 1990 Kennedy half-dollar worth thousands hiding in plain sight. The 1990 Liberty half-dollar isn't silver. It's not ancient, but it is special. It's a coin that honors a president's legacy, a coin few people collected, and a coin that, in the right condition or struck with the right error, can turn into a collector's jackpot. From overlooked change to sought-after rarity, the 1990 Kennedy half-dollar reminds us that sometimes the real treasure is hiding in the ordinary. So take a second look at your half-dollars. One of them just might be worth thousands of dollars. The 1994 Liberty quarter dollar. Most people see it as just another quarter, a basic, everyday coin, tossed in pockets, slid into vending machines, forgotten in coin jars. But in truth, this quarter holds stories, secrets, and sometimes the potential to be worth thousands of dollars. This is the remarkable journey of the 1994 Washington quarter, a coin that bridges the gap between common currency and collector's prize. The 1994 quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. For more than 6 decades, the quarter bore his image on the obverse and the classic heraldic eagle on the reverse. By 1994, the design remained virtually unchanged, a comforting constant in American pockets. But 1994 would be one of the final years of this traditional design. Just 5 years later, in 1999, the U.S. Mint would launch the 50-state quarters program, changing everything. That makes the 1994 quarter one of the last of its kind. Most 1994 quarters have been spent, lost, or damaged through regular use, but pristine, uncirculated coins graded MS66 or higher are another story entirely. 199 for D quarter in MS67 condition can sell for $500 to $1,000. A 199 for P in MS67 or MS68, if clean and well struck, has sold for $1,000 to $3,500 at auction. These grades are exceedingly rare. Out of the hundreds of millions struck, only a few hundred coins are known to exist in top-tier mint state grades. The difference between a 25-cent piece and a coin worth thousands comes down to surface quality, luster, and strike precision. Even the smallest scratch can knock a valuable coin down to face value. What really excites collectors are mint errors, unexpected mistakes that transform ordinary coins into extraordinary finds. Known 1994 quarter errors include off-center strikes, coins not fully struck within the collar. A 30 to 50% off-center strike with full date can be worth $300 to $1,200. Double die versus DDO where the date or Liberty shows signs of doubling. These can sell for $500 to $2,500, depending on grade and clarity. Clipped planchette, where a section of the metal is missing due to a cutting error. These command $150 to $800. Wrong planchette strikes, coins accidentally struck on dime or foreign coin blanks. Some 1994 quarters with this error have sold for $3,000 to $6,000. Broad strikes and die breaks. These errors add character and significant value, often exceeding $400 to $900 depending on eye appeal. Each of these errors occurred at the U.S. Mint in 1994 and made it into circulation, where they may still be hiding today. In the 1990s, coin collecting was focused on silver coins, commemoratives. The 1984 Jefferson Nickel, a coin whose true value is only now being uncovered. The Jefferson Nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Its design featured a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, America's third president and author of the Declaration of Independence. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin displayed Jefferson's profile on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. the design remained virtually unchanged until 2004, making the 1984 issue part of a long and consistent numismatic tradition. But even among billions of nickels, the 1984 version has some exceptional secrets. At first glance, these numbers suggest the coin is anything but rare, but high mintage doesn't mean low value. In fact, it makes high-quality survivors even more valuable because of how few remain in perfect condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS mint state grades above 60 reserved for uncirculated coins. A typical 1984 nickel found in circulation is worn and graded around BF very fine or XF extremely fine. These are worth only face value, but a 1984 Jefferson nickel graded MS66 or higher with strong luster, no wear, and sharp details, 1984 P in MS67 full steps, indicating full detail on made during production that collectors prize for their uniqueness. Double die obverse DDO, doubling of letters like Liberty or the date. Value, $500 to $2,500, depending on visibility and grade. Off-center strikes coins, struck misaligned from the center. Clipped planchette where part of the coin is missing due to a blank cutting mistake, often worth $200 to $700. Die breaks and cuts, raised lines or blobs from broken dies. These quirky flaws are often valued at $150 to $600. Struck on wrong planchette, a nickel struck on a penny or foreign coin blank. These errors can bring $3,000 to $6,000 or more. Every error is unique, which makes it a miniature piece of minting history. In 1984, few people thought to save Jefferson nickels. There were no special designs, no silver content, and no commemorative appeal. They were simply spent, saved in jars, or thrown into coin counters. Even proof coins from the San Francisco Mint were often mishandled or removed from their original packaging, reducing their value. This lack of interest is exactly what makes high-grade 1984 nickels so scarce today. It's not just about age, it's about preservation. Few standout sales have stunned collectors. 1984 P. MS67 full steps nickel sold for over $2,800 at a heritage auction. 1984 DMS66 coin brought in $1,200 due to its superior strike and eye appeal. An error 1984 nickel struck on a 1-cent blank, sold for $4,000. These sales are a reminder that even modern coins, when rare enough, can rival the classics in value. Finding a valuable 1984 nickel is still possible. Start with coin rolls from banks. Some unsearched rolls may still contain hidden gems. Old change jars, the most forgotten places, often hold the biggest surprises. Mint and proof sets, government-issued sets coins. This is the history of the 1935 Liberty Wheat Penny, a coin that has quietly become one of the most sought-after early 20th century cents in American history. A coin that represents both the hardship of the Great Depression and the enduring power of American coinage. What makes this penny so valuable? And why are collectors racing to find high-grade examples and mint errors from this very year? Let's uncover the rich and surprising legacy of the 1935 Lincoln Wheat Cent. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909, the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked a dramatic departure from previous U.S. coinage. For the first time, a real historical figure appeared on an American coin, designed by Victor David Brenner. The penny featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and national strength. For over 50 years, this design would define America's 1-cent piece. The 1935 edition was struck during a time of slow recovery from the Great Depression, adding layers of economic and emotional significance to its legacy. Each era type adds rarity and uniqueness, and collectors aggressively hunt for them, especially in uncirculated condition. In 1935, the United States was still climbing out of the Great Depression. People weren't saving coins for collections, they were spending every cent to survive. The few mint state 1935 pennies that exist today likely came from sealed bank rolls or mint bags, untouched for decades. Most of those are already in collector hands or graded slabs, making fresh discoveries increasingly rare. That's why a 1935 penny in MS67 road condition with full red luster and no wear is not just rare, it's extraordinary. Here are just a few highlights from major coin sales. A 1935 MS67 road Lincoln cent sold for $4,200 at heritage auctions. A 1935 DMS67 road went for $3,800 due to near-perfect surfaces and blazing red color. 1,935p with a double dial verse fetched over $2,500 in an era coin auction. The numbers tell the story. These coins are no longer just 1-cent pieces. They're historical assets. Rare 1935 wheat pennies can still be found if you know where to search. Old coin albums or jars, especially family collections, estate sales, and antique shops often overlooked by non-collectors. Coin roll hunts, unsearched wheat penny rolls from dealers or auctions, bank vault collections, retired rolls from long-forgotten storage. The key is condition. Even if you find a 1935 penny, its true value depends on how well it's been preserved. The 1935 Liberty wheat penny is more than just copper and zinc. It's a piece of American struggle, hope, and recovery. A coin born in the aftermath of hardship. A tiny disc of metal that traveled through millions of hands, each with its own story. And for the lucky few who still hold it in high grade, it's also a ticket to thousands of dollars in collector value. So take a closer look the next time you handle an old penny. The billions of 1981 pennies are a few rare survivors, coins that can fetch thousands of dollars from collectors, not for their age, but for their condition, their rarity, and in some cases, for the mistakes made during minting. The 1981 Liberty Lincoln penny, a coin born in the final years of the solid copper era, a piece of American history that most people overlook and yet one that coin collectors prize more than ever before. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909, celebrating the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking from the classical designs of the past. By 1981, the design had already evolved. The wheat stalks on the reverse were replaced in 1959 with the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing national unity and Lincoln's enduring legacy. Though millions were minted, the 1981 Lincoln penny quietly marked the end of an era. The last full year the coin was made of 95% copper. Beyond condition, the real jackpot lies in mint errors, rare mistakes that occurred during production. These include double dial verse DDO where lettering like Liberty or the date is doubled. These errors can fetch $250 to $1,200, depending on severity and grade. Off-center strikes, coins struck away from the center. If the date is visible, these errors are worth $150 to $600 plus. Clipped planchette, a portion of the coin is missing. Value ranges from $200 to $800. Broad struck or die cap errors, resulting in distorted shapes. Rare examples can reach $1,000 to $2,500. Struck on a foreign planchette, a U.S. penny accidentally minted on a coin blank from another country. These unusual errors have been known to sell for over $5,000. Each error is one of a kind. Collectors pay premiums for verified and graded error coins. The year 1982 marked a huge transition in U.S. coinage. The Lincoln cent shifted from copper to copper-plated zinc, but in 1981, every penny was still made of solid copper. That alone makes 1981 the last full year of traditional copper pennies, and collectors are more and more focused on these pre to 1982 dates. Adding to the intrigue is that two different proof types were produced in 1981. Proof pennies in PR70 deep cameo condition can sell for $1,500 to $3,000, especially when certified by PCGS or NGC. The market has spoken. Some 1981 Lincoln cents have already shattered expectations. These are real sales of coins certified and sold in live auctions. While 1981 pennies are still common, the valuable ones are hiding in places most people ignore. Old bank rolls, especially unsearched or original wrapped rolls from 1981. Mint sets and proof sets still affordable online and might hold high-grade gems. Estate collections passed down through generations, sometimes with untouched coins, change jars, and drawer stashes. You never know where a red, uncirculated cent could be hiding. Search for coins with brilliant red color, no contact marks, and sharp, crisp details. The 1981 Liberty Lincoln penny